TFE Captain Chad Gabbs, aka the Dog Moses. I have something very special lined up for you guys today. 2 uploads because I definitely broke my promise to you and did not post a video yesterday. And the promise was, if you're just tuning in for the first time in this video, a video every day this month. Okay, so everybody wants to know about this. Yesterday we had a go home. We're going to be explaining it. We're going to be explaining it anyway, so I pressed record and I put my microphone on. So it's about an 8-minute long video about the prong collar. That's for the thumbnail. So anyway, I'm sorry I didn't post yesterday, but we're getting after it today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if it helps you, if it brings you any sort of value at all. I'm going to get to editing, and boom, we're going to get this thing uploaded. And if you have any suggestions or recommendations as far as what you'd like to see in my next video, drop them in the comments below on this video. I'll read them, and then I will produce another video later this evening for you guys, my valued viewers. See you guys in a bit. Awesome. Cool. So she is what, like 4 months, right? 5 months, four and a half, 5 months old now or whatever. So she's ready to rock and roll. She knows what leash pressure is and everything, so we already introduced that to her. But for the times where she gets a little too, overexcited with competing motivators, the prong collar really serves as a great tool to sort of remind her a little bit, like, hey, and we also condition this to her as well, so she knows very well like what this means, which means that she comes off of the, let's say, defiance a little bit quicker. And so for big dogs like this that have this power, and with handlers that don't have like as much strength or whatever, this tool is just absolutely phenomenal. I use this on most dogs anyway, but I think particularly it's going to provide a lot of value for you. But so I'm just going to describe the tool itself. This is the brand name Spranger, and you don't really want to go with. There's a million companies that knocked this off. Okay. So like, like for me, I'm buying Dr. Pepper. I'm not buying Dr. Skipper. Right. Like that's kind of a comparison. It's like, it's kind of the same thing, but it's just not as good. Yeah. And you're gonna get the best here at Team Floppy here. So, yeah. So I want you to just feel like they're rounded and dull. Yeah. I've never heard a dog with that tool in my life. If you Google this, the first things that will pop up are like really horrific, like embedded looking collars that were just left on dogs. And what happened is they just grew into the spikes, and that definitely can cause an injury. Let me show you exactly how this is done. So in any case, this is called the quick release one. They have one that actually is one solid piece, and the only way to take it on and off is to take a link out and then put the link back on. But you guys have a quick release one, which is, it's fine. It's just a little bit of a different feature. So when we put it on here, I'm going to have you guys put it on her because you're going to have to know how to put it on her. You always just grab this little chain link right here. Just chuck your arm out there for me and I'll kind of show you. So like this is the underside of her neck. You just come like this, bring it around, you take the little chain link and put it through that hole. And then you're going to have that. Okay. And then you take this little clipper. Okay. And then bang. Easy. And then, so let me just show you a little bit of like how it works, right? Okay. So it's called a Martingale feature, which if you pull on the leash, it pinches. So this is why you'll hear people call it a pinch collar, because it essentially will pinch her a little bit. She'll start minding her manners, and then it comes off, right? So it essentially simulates. You'll hear a lot of dog trainers describe it like, a mama dog sort of like giving a dog a correction. So it's this exact same concept. And we're always making sure that it's done appropriately. Mama bear might even go a little harder than we go. Mama bear get fed up or whatever, and she'll be like, bam, and put a fat one on her. You have the docile, lovely Ruby. She doesn't need much of anything. And with that being said, I just showed you how it martingales and pinches, right? Well, I like to, personally, a lot of the time, so we'll put it back on like it's on, right? This one here is the one you put it on to give it a pinch, the flattened one, right? Okay. So I like to take the pinch feature out if the dog isn't really being much of a biatch, because what happens is no more martingale, but you still have the luxury of the prongs. So it becomes sort of a less aversive. Does that make sense? But homegrown turns into a biznatch, and you're like, you need a little bit more. that one's going to pinch you a little bit
Okay.
when you give it a, when you give it a, see?
You want to feel it on your hand?
Yeah.
Sure.
So,
And we should use this and not like a slip collar.
yeah, this will be ideal, and pretty much anytime you go out into public with it, because that's when the competing motivators are going to come into play. Here you're going to see she's just going to be a rock star. Not a lot going on, but that's perfect because we still need to get you dialed in before we head into the frickin', the more difficult scenarios.
Sure.
But I don't want you to be fearful to do that. I want you to go straight. I mean, I went to Home Depot. You saw I went to Home Depot with her a multitude of times, and
I was going to ask, does it take a while for them to get acclimated to this new type of collar?
oh, she's been wearing it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's been wearing it. Like I said previously, she's been conditioned to it, so she understands what this is.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a foreign feeling to her.
Okay, good.
So yeah, so that's just a little bit about the prong collar. There's people who, and so here's where I'll like equip you with, people get a little sensitive about it, and most every single person that tries to talk about this ain't never even used one. They've never had it explained to them. They don't understand that there's a way to use a number 2 pencil in an inappropriate way, right? So there's, you could say that about a million things.
Yeah, there's some negative connotations.
Yeah, so we here at Team Floppy Ears take pride in utilizing this in a safe, effective, and I think most importantly, the appropriate way, which is, hey, just give her enough to acknowledge. Like, I call it the team just enough approach. I have to tell her she's doing the wrong thing. The tool just helps us get through to that a little bit quicker. Does that make sense?
Sure.
And I'm not going to my job site with a hacksaw if I got a skill saw. You feel me? Like, it's just silly. It just wouldn't make any sense to me. So that's like the best sort of analogy that I can make in reference to, like, why do you use those things? Well, because it's sort of the smart thing to do. It's like, so, and the dog understands it. So that's the biggest thing. She understands this.
Right.
And if they don't understand it, they're probably going to respond in an unhealthy way, like hunker down or yelp, or, she'll be like, oh, okay. She's like, all right, well, I guess I'm following you. And I thought I was going to go here, but.
Yeah. Okay.
So, in any case, don't let people talk shit to you, because ask them, have you used one before? Oh, how are you such an expert on these things? Oh, I Googled it. Oh, well, you don't even know what you're looking at, because you don't hurt a dog by appropriately using this.
Right.
You hurt a dog by inappropriately using this.
Yeah.
So that's all the ammunition you really need. You just ask them, you got one? Have you? And they're like, no, I would never. Well, you ain't never even used one. How do you have any legs to stand on? You don't. And so you'll find 2 types of people, and the latter is not as much. The first type is like, oh, yeah, like, really? This is going to help? Sweet, tell me more. And the other emotional type who won't even allow you to actually get your description out.
Yeah.
They just want to be like, "Rah," and like be dicks. Those people we'll just walk away from. Because honestly, this is what's best for us, and if you can't respect that, then I don't really want to have a conversation with you about it.
Because she's going to be huge.
She's going to be very big. And this is the thing, you use this and you maintain this good, peaceful walk. I would say at a certain point, you can take this off and use a slip lead, because she's so used to being right here with you.
Right.
Does that make sense? Like, that's where she is.
Yeah, but in the beginning, maybe.
Yeah, for now, and then moving forward, and she's real docile and sweet. She's just like this. She's not like my little maniac bulldogs. Like, it's a little bit of a different vibe there.
She's learning how to walk on a leash.
Yeah, so I'll do a little demo for you real quick first. Well, first I'll bring her out so you can have a moment with her.